Honourable Ministers, Members of Parliament, representatives of the 4 Local Councils Association and ADLG, development partners, distinguished delegates, colleagues and friends. I'm really delighted to be able to join you virtually at the opening of the National Conference, Local Democracy Moving Forward. For those of you who are not aware, the Commonwealth Local Government Forum is a membership organisation bringing together cities and local governments, associations of local governments, including the LCAs in Pakistan, and ministries with responsibility for local government from across the 54 member states of the Commonwealth, covering Africa, Asia, the Americas, the Pacific, and Europe. Our work focuses on both advocacy and the promotion of local democracy and good governance at the local level, and also on strengthening policy and capacity to empower and enable local governments to play a full role in development. As you may be aware, CLGF has a partnership agreement with the EU, the European Union, committing us to work together towards this objective. And I would really like to acknowledge the support of the EU financially, but more importantly, through their strong policy commitment to local government as both a democratic institution of the state, but also as an important actor in development. As part of this, we're delighted to be working in partnership with LCAP alongside the other Local Councils Association to deliver the EU-funded project, strengthening associations of local government and their members for enhanced governance and effective development outcomes, which has been working to institutionalize and build the capacity of the LCAs to support their members in bringing together the sector and ensuring that the voice of local government is heard at both provincial and national level. Now, a lot has changed in the world since our last national event in 2019, when we gathered together in person in Islamabad to chart the course of local government as partners in national development in Pakistan. That event came 2 years into the EU-funded project to strengthen the capacity of the LCAs to support their members, and was characterised, I think, by a feeling of purpose and commitment about the role that local government was playing and could strengthen towards achieving national development targets. Since February 2020, COVID-19 has impacted significantly on our sector, and we've seen local governments stepping up to the front line of dealing with the crisis across the globe, including in Pakistan. At the same time, we also see the global pressures of meeting climate targets and the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals becoming increasingly pressing, with only a slow shift towards recognizing the importance of empowering local government to address these global targets in their localities. And with that, ensuring that the powers and functions necessary to do that are in place. Additionally, of course, in Pakistan, local government itself is in a period of flux and change. Local government elections are now pending in all provinces with no date set yet. New legislation has been enacted in Punjab and KP. Legislative changes are under discussion in Sindh. And I know that all of these issues will be central to the discussions that you'll be having this week, and of course to the future direction of the LCAs. So with that, let me just quickly reflect on the key achievements of the project to date. The LCAs in the 4 provinces and the ADLG are now fully constituted. They're able to renew their boards and their executives, and also to develop strategic plans for strengthening the LCAs and serving their member local councils through advocacy, training and capacity building, and of course, experience sharing and dialogue. More recently, the LCAs have developed financial sustainability plans to help them to diversify their revenue sources. They've put in place women development committees and minority development committees to better support underrepresented groups in local government, and set up information sharing platforms such as LCA TV, which is sharing key information on local government legislation, training sessions and expert positions on local government issues. Now, the LCAs have worked to increase their recognition as the collective voice of local government vis-a-vis provincial governments, and have been successful in inputting to new local government legislation, signing MOUs with different ministries for joint action and awareness campaigns, and to agreeing more sustainable funding sources for the associations. And indeed, it's great to see some of those strategic partners present at the national event this week. Finally, the project has also worked to increase awareness of the territorial approach to local development, TALD. undertaking awareness sessions, and has developed a set of pilot projects to demonstrate how local government can effectively bring the community together at the local level to agree on priorities and to implement local development projects. This project comes to an end in October, and we can see that the foundations are firmly in place for strengthening national and provincial dialogue. We're certainly seeing the visibility of the associations increasing and a much more regular interplay between the LCAs and provincial governments. This is important because the title of the national conference this week is Local Democracy Moving Forward. And we're all keen to see a strong voice of local government led by the LCAs in negotiations about the future shape of local democracy in the country. Now, all member states of the Commonwealth have adopted the Aberdeen Agenda, Commonwealth Principles on Good Practice for Local Democracy and Good Governance. And I hope that those 12 principles contained in the agenda will be reflected in the final governance arrangements in Pakistan going forward. However, I think it's also pertinent at this event that we also focus on the question of why local democracy is important in Pakistan and how it strengthens local development through engagement of citizens in planning and decision making, through ensuring decisions are transparent and accountable, and in bringing development to citizens in all parts of the country, leaving no one behind. And that's very much the mantra of the Sustainable Development Goals. Many of the steps taken by the LCAs under this project, including the rollout of TALD, development of training modules for new councillors, and the strengthened DEC processes, are all demonstrating how local governments are ready and able to play their role in local development. Post-COVID-19, it's going to be incredibly important for us to build resilience from the bottom up, as well as the top down. And I'm sure that these are issues that you will be discussing at the conference as you shape the future of local democracy. I want to thank the staff teams in Pakistan and London for having facilitated this event. And of course, I wish you very fruitful discussions, and I look forward to the outcomes. And we as an organisation stand ready to continue to support the strengthening of the local councils associations and of course local democracy in Pakistan. Thank you, and I wish you a wonderful event.